What are the things that always break a relationship?
Jealousy, cheating, general lack of love and respect, fucking in-laws.
Finances, lack of quality time together. These two are awful because it may not be either one's fault.
Lack of communication, refusal of small compromises.
Uncommunicated expectations.
Cheating, lies and any form of abuse.
Another man's dick usually does the trick.
Keeping score. If you don't know what this is and you're in a relationship, you're winning. If you're in a relationship and scorekeeping is a thing, start packing up. Always? Except death, I don't know.
Lack of trust, broken trust, history of partner lying.
Infidelity, with virtually no exceptions.
I think the refusal of small compromises is highly underestimated. Everything I feel in the universe of value comes with a push and pull. You have to be willing to put real effort, sometimes even sacrifice for one another to keep a relationship together.
Distance, lack of trust, communication, controlling parents, and most definitely cheating, like most people said.
Distrust and/or one taking advantage of the other's trust in them.
Cheating, withholding sex, asking to open the relationship.
Passivity. It has to be a choice every day and actively nurtured.
Missing trust, empathy, openness, authenticity, truthfulness. Both partners must want to save the relationship. If both aren't on board, it's not going to work. One person alone can't successfully carry the burden.
Broken trust. It can be anything. Infidelity is huge, but so is gambling, quitting a job without warning, just not working, not being a partner, negligence towards kids or spouse, the list goes on. Trust is easily lost and hard to regenerate. If you are in serious relationship, you have to do all you can to keep that trust unquestioned.
Dishonesty. Trust is everything in a relationship.
If they really loved me, they would know how to satisfy me in bed. I shouldn't have to tell them. That's the number one thing I've seen that ends relationships. People refusing to communicate their needs, boundaries to their partner and expecting them to read their mind.
When she plays footsie under the table, not realizing I'm a pro soccer player, and breaks her ankles.
Communicating more with friends and co-workers than with the spouse.
In my experience, her younger, prettier, more filthy sister.
Lack of communication. Financial issues. Cheating partners. Lack of beards.
In all honesty, there is no such thing as a universal deal breaker. Whatever scenario you or I could come up with, there is someone living under those conditions who has no plans of ever walking away. In fact, one common reason often given for staying is how much time they've already invested. Each of us is entitled to have our own mate selection screening process and must-haves list. Each of us is entitled to have our own red flags, boundaries, and deal breakers. There are only two ways to experience joy and peace of mind in relationships. We either get what we want, or we learn to be happy with what we have. When you realize someone is unwilling to meet your needs, it's usually best to move on. The goal is to have a soulmate, not a cellmate. No one is stuck with anyone. Suffering is optional. Dating is primarily a numbers game. People usually go through a lot of people to find good relationships. That's just the way it is. Henry Cloud. Best wishes.
By the time any cheating occurs, it was already broken. Usually by loss of appreciation for the other person due to too much time together, exhaustion from work or child rearing, becoming too comfortable, allowing life to become boring and stagnant. Dishonestly, Abid, lack of communication.
When communication stops.
Today is my 18 years anniversary. I'd have to say most relationship pitfalls stem from a breakdown in communication. Couples with great communication aren't immune to difficult times, but they are well practiced in the method of overcoming them.
Their husbands usually.
Lack of respect. Nietzsche once said, It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that creates unhappy marriages.
The belief that soulmates exist and that relationships don't take work. AKA, if they're the one for me, it'll take no work and be perfect.
1. Money. Not having enough, or not sharing fairly, or spending problems. 2. Communication problems. When one or both people have mental, emotional, or character issues that prevent them from calmly communicating and making rational decisions, even small issues can get big. 3. Lack of shared values. A conservative and a liberal can be a good couple, but not when there is a disparity on basic values: equality versus hierarchy, monogamy versus polygamy, power versus compassion, frugality versus generosity, etc.
Queer here, living in a very queer city for the past 1.5 years. I have met 4 couples married 410 years who are all in the process of divorce after an open relationship or inviting a third lover and didn't work out the way they expected. Whenever my fiancé and I hear about a couple friend of our breaking up, we always immediately guess it was something about an open relationship that did them in.
Allowing helicopter parents to interfere. Not discussing whether you both want or do not want children.
So many. Cheating, lying, scorekeeping, jealousy, insecurities, allowing outside influence from friends, family, lack of respect.
Open relationship suggestions. Dishonesty. No more drugs, losing vehicle or something. She starts dissing your music tastes. Oh hell no, 80s and 90s pop and rock is the best. If you don't like it, GTFO of my car.